What's up everyone, my name is Janum, and if you're new here, I essentially make content that's aimed at helping students become a little bit better each day and hopefully one day get into their dream school. For some of my credentials, I just recently graduated high school with a 4.0 GPA. I've taken 13 AP classes and multiple college dual credit classes, so I am pretty experienced in the sense of time management and being productive. So in this video, I want to go over 5 things that I wish someone had sat me down my freshman year and told me about, because these are things that I found extremely important and valuable to know and understand. So yeah, with all that being said, I want to go straight into point 1. 4 years of high school and not a single class, discussion, or even a lesson on one of the most crucial skills in not only developing your high school career, but a skill that will be with you for the rest of your life. The skill of learning how to learn. Sophomore year, I thought I had a great study system and, schedule. I would go home, maybe go to the gym sometimes, eat food, come home, it'd be 6-7 p.m. and I'd start studying for A-Push, which was my hardest class at the time. I would open up the textbook, start reading a section. Then I would reread the section. I'd highlight it, I'd read it, I'd take some notes in my notebook, and then I'd repeat this process until I finished the entire chapter, which was 30 pages. And I'd look at the time, there would be 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. And I'd repeat this cycle throughout the week. And did I get good grades? Yeah, sure, I got A's on my test. But I felt horrible each day waking up. Not only did I feel horrible, I would start missing the gym. I would eat poorly because I would be more stressed. I would come home and instead of, getting to work, I would take a nap, leaving me sleeping even later, and it was just a whole mess. What changed for me? Well, I was, on YouTube, as I usually am when I'm trying not to do my A-Push homework, and I came across this video by Justin Sung. And I'll leave it in the description, but I still recommend that you finish this video before you go and watch that one. And it was essentially a video on how to study. And I've never come across this topic before because I never really thought there's a way to learn how to learn. I was never taught that you could maybe improve the way you study. And this was the first time I was introduced to topics like active recall and spaced repetition. And it wasn't a one-day shift. It wasn't I woke up the next day and I was oh my gosh, I know how to study. But I started watching these videos more and more often, and I was able to improve my study habits. Instead of working and studying for 5 to 6 hours, I was able to cut that down to 2 to 3 hours eventually, and this saved me so much time and energy, and I was able to get the same results with minimal effort, well, less effort. And for some concrete results that I had achieved by learning how to learn a little bit better, the end of the sophomore year, when I was able to put into practice some of these techniques, I took the SAT and I got a 1430. Now, after this score, I was really determined to improve my score, so I continued searching up videos on how to learn and putting it into practice. And just a month later, I was able to get a 1490, which is a 60-point increase, while still taking 5 AP classes, which was my junior year at that time, and managing different clubs as well. So I really, really recommend that if there's one thing that you take away from this video, it's that you are able to learn how to learn. Please just go into it, look into the topic, check out Justin Sung. He has amazing videos on this, and just really, really dive deep into it. Now, the second thing I wish someone would have told me my freshman year, and this might be a little bit controversial, is to not listen to the saying that, oh, you have time, don't worry about it. Now, I know people aren't ill-willed when they say this, and they just don't want you to stress about things, because they believe that you do have, and I mean, you do have time, there's no rush to get everything done. But what I mean by this is when someone tells you that there's no need to worry about college freshman year, and that's something that if you want to get into an Ivy League or a top 20 school, you should start thinking about it as early as possible. There's people who have different goals than you, and maybe they don't want to get into one of those schools, right? So they'll tell you, oh, there's no need to take the SAT early, there's no need to start that club this early, you just have fun with your friends. And it's well-meaning. They don't want you to fail, but this was advice that I took to heart literally my freshman and sophomore year, and I'm a first generation student, so I have no idea how college worked. And this ended up basically causing me to study for the SAT a lot later than I should have. And I know I did take it sophomore year, which is a little bit earlier than most, but I didn't really try in studying as much as I should have. And I also didn't start my extracurriculars as early as I wanted to. Like sophomore year, I remember I was panicking because I didn't know what club I should start, or if I should even start one, or what path I should go down, because people told me I had time, and then all of a sudden it's junior year and I have to apply to college the following summer. So that's just something to take into account. Like if you are passionate about something and you genuinely want to pursue something, whether it be coding or research or even studying earlier for AP tests and self-studying an AP test, whatever it may be, don't listen to people when they tell you, oh, there's no need to do that, you have time. Because if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and go for it. Take action, do the thing. Now, of course, I'm not telling you to stress about college every single day and just grind 24/7, because you will burn out, and that's not what I want you to take away from this. I want you to understand that, yeah, while you do have time, you should really be intentional about the way you're spending your time, and don't let other people sway you into not pursuing what you actually want because they said that you don't have to worry about it right now. Now for the third thing, and this honestly changed and transformed my high school experience for the better, and I'm really grateful that I took the time to learn this skill, and that skill is the skill of communication. Essentially, you need to get comfortable with talking to anyone about anything. And I know this may seem like an impossible task, especially if you're someone who's naturally introverted, but trust me, I know how you feel. I definitely was an introvert most of my life, actually, ever since elementary school. I didn't really like going to events or talking to people just because I was, uncomfortable with what they might think of me. And what really changed for me is sophomore year, I was kind of like looking and reflecting on myself, and I was like, is this really where I want to be in the next 4 years? Because if I can't communicate with other people, how will I pass college interviews, job interviews, network with people, build an audience? There's no way that I would be able to do any of those things if I never learned how to communicate effectively. And if you're a high schooler and you do not think that you're a good communicator, or that you're scared to talk to people, start small. There's no need for you to just go out the next day and just completely transform your life. Start by one thing. If you're uncomfortable maybe saying hi to someone who's sitting next to you, maybe one day just make yourself a mental note and be like, today I'm going to ask this person how their day was, or I'm going to maybe dap them up in the hallway or something. Just small things. And each day, try to think of something else that you could do to help you get out of your comfort zone. Because the more you do that, the more natural it becomes for you to say hi to someone else or make a new friend. And it just keeps compounding until you're comfortable with talking to anyone about anything. And through this process, you'll definitely get people who will just shut you down or be mean to you for no reason. But don't let that stop you from continuing on in this journey of getting better at communicating. Now, this fourth tip goes hand in hand with the tip before, and it is to build genuine and authentic relationships with your teachers and your counselor, and even just staff at your school. Now, I don't just mean to make these relationships for recommendation letters down the line, or for artificial fake relationships. I'm saying that you should make these relationships because your teachers are really experienced people, and honestly, they're great people for pursuing this path. And yeah, I know there's those teachers that you wish you never had and you just hate, but a lot of teachers, and I hope this is true for you too, in my case, a lot of my teachers were extremely helpful when I got to know them. One example I remember, I think it was my sophomore year, or maybe my junior year, but basically I was in a class called Investing, Risk, and Rewards, and my teacher at the time, my Investing, Risk, and Rewards teacher, he knew that I had DECA State coming up because I would talk to him about it. I'd go to his office hours. He was a really cool dude, like a business owner, was super into tech, so I naturally, got along with him. And when he found out that I had a DECA State competition, we had a big project due that week, and not gonna lie, I hadn't started it because I was worried about, the state competition. So I talked to him about it, and he's like, you know what? Just turn in your state competition project instead of doing the project. And that saved me so much time, and I was able to put all my effort into DECA, and I ended up placing 4th at state. And I do have to say that that extra time definitely helped me in preparing for that class. And not only that, I still have a good relationship with this teacher, and he helps me, and I know he would help me if I ever reached out to him, whether it be about the new developments in AI or some cyber technology that I didn't understand. So I really, really do recommend you take time out of your day to make genuine relationships with your teachers. And how you can start building these relationships is just go to office hours, like even if you don't have a question about anything, just ask them about maybe their previous schooling, what got them into teaching. Just be naturally curious. Ask them questions you actually want to know. And chances are you may get out of that exchange knowing a lot more than you did before. Now, this last tip is something I highly, highly recommend you learn and start cultivating this skill literally by the end of this video. And it's to plan everything and get that plan reviewed by people who are smarter than you. Whether you know exactly what you want to do from this moment in time until you're 80 years old, or you have absolutely no clue what profession, what job, what major you want, having a plan is essential. Say you have no idea what you want to do, right? And it's your freshman year. You don't know what you're interested in, what clubs you might want to join. Just take 30 minutes of your day. Get out a journal, get out a Google Doc, and just write down things that you're interested in, things that you may see yourself doing in the future, and maybe some areas that you're just naturally curious about. After writing that down, look into your school's courses. Pick 1 or 2 electives, 1 or 2 clubs that you may want to join just to get your foot in the door in those different topics. Make that plan. Be like, oh, by this month, by this week, I'm gonna do this. It's not even for the purpose of just being productive. It just keeps you focused, It gives you motivation each day to improve yourself, And eventually that'll compound, and you'll start to experience more things, and you'll start to understand naturally what you're into. And this skill does not stop in high school. I assure you will be needing to plan the rest of your life. Whether it be your wedding or your new job, you're gonna have to plan different changes that will happen in your life. And starting that skill early, especially in high school, will save you so much time and energy down the line. So please, please, please learn how to plan. And I can definitely make a video on this topic or any of the topics that I've mentioned before, because I know that these are really important skills, and I really do hope you implement them in your life. So there you have it. Those are 5 things I wish someone sat me down when I was a freshman and told me about. If you have questions, again, on any of these topics, please leave a comment, and I read all of them, so I will definitely respond to you if you have any concerns, or even if you don't agree with some of the things I said. I'm really open to seeing other perspectives and what other people think about, what a freshman should know. And of course, I didn't cover everything I would have wanted to say. These are just 5 unique things that I haven't really heard about in other videos that I wanted to mention. And if this video was really helpful to you and genuinely added value to your life, I would really, really appreciate if you subscribed. I'm planning on uploading a lot more of this type of content that's aimed at just helping high schoolers achieve more success and hopefully help them get into their dream schools. So yeah, if that's something you're interested in, please stick around. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and take care.